The Denver Broncos need to stay away from Jimmy Garoppolo. We had a couple of bombshells dropped this morning regarding the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback. This first tweet came from Adam Schefter at about 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Raiders quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo is being suspended 2 games for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substances policy. This policy violation is related to him using a prescription medication without having a valid therapeutic use exemption per sources. So if a prescription medication has a banned substance in there, then that player must grant an exemption from the NFL in order to be able to use that medication. Clearly, Jimmy didn't do it, so he's going to have to eat a 2-game suspension here. It was later announced by Adam Schefter that the Raiders are expected to release Jimmy Garoppolo before the 5th day of the 2024 league year in mid-March, when he would earn an $11.25 million roster bonus. Garoppolo was benched after playing in just 5 full games for the Raiders. I believe 7 games in total for them. He played really terribly. He led the NFL in interceptions. Aiden O'Connell stepped in, and although he certainly didn't look like a world beater out there, he looked significantly better than Garoppolo. So it was very clear early on that the Raiders were going to move on from Garoppolo. And I've heard from various people, including Benjamin Albright right here, that the Broncos could be interested in Jimmy Garoppolo if he were to get released. This could throw a wrench into things, however. Suspension aside, we already know that Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be available for the first 2 games of the season. Let's go ahead and take a look at some numbers right here. His PFF passing grades. Now, instead of looking at touchdown to interception ratio, I prefer a couple of stats that PFF uses: big time throw versus turnover worthy plays. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. A big time throw, according to PFF, is a pass with excellent ball location and timing, generally thrown further downfield and or into a tighter window. And a turnover worthy play is a pass that has a high percentage chance to be intercepted or a poor job of taking care of the ball and fumbling. So sometimes turnovers happen and they're not the quarterback's fault. Conversely, a quarterback can just throw a little screen pass and a running back can take it 75 yards to the house and the quarterback will get credited with a touchdown pass there. But I don't think touchdown to interception ratio is the best way to evaluate player performance. Turnover worthy play percentage versus big time throw percentage is. Jimmy Garoppolo, in playing in just 5 full games for the Raiders last year, had a 3.0% turnover-worthy play percentage to just a 1.1% big-time throw percentage. He had 6 turnover-worthy plays to just 2 big-time throws last year. That is absolutely terrible, man. Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't even an efficient quarterback last year. He put the ball in harm's way more often than he made big plays. That is not conducive to a winning formula. There was a reason why Jimmy Garoppolo was benched last year. If he's outside of a Kyle Shanahan offense, he's not going to function well. Jimmy Garoppolo was literally the worst quarterback in the NFL in those 5 games that he played. Well, technically it was 6 starts, but he missed basically the entire second half of the Patriots game after he injured his back. And then he came in briefly for a cameo against the Broncos in week 18. But besides that, man, Jimmy Garoppolo in just basically 5 games had 6 turnover worthy plays. I cannot rock with that. I simply cannot. And with the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to even be available for the first 2 games of the season, he makes no sense for the Denver Broncos as a bridge quarterback. They're better off rolling with Jarrett Stidham as their bridge quarterback to their potential young rookie, or God forbid, their bridge quarterback for the entirety of 2024 if they don't draft a rookie quarterback this year. But no matter how you look at it, Broncos country, Jimmy Garoppolo makes no sense for the Denver Broncos. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL last year, and he's not even going to be available for the first 2 games of the 2024 season. And as we all know, one of the biggest concerns with Jimmy Garoppolo is availability. He's only played in a full game, then it was 16 game season once in his NFL career, and that was the 2019 season when the San Francisco 49ers went to the Super Bowl. Ever since we've gone to a 17-game season, Jimmy Garoppolo has not made it through the full season. So at the end of the day, this is just a bad idea waiting to happen for the Denver Broncos. they have to stay as far away as they can from Jimmy Garoppolo. But I'm curious, Broncos country, do you think the Denver Broncos should take a chance on Jimmy G? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And until next time, guys, I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.